night we were at the rehearsal dinner, and my Uncle Dave got up and he spoke for a second. He said this thing I really, really liked. It stuck with me last night. He said that it's amazing to watch the people you love be loved by so many others. And there were some amazing speeches last night, some toasts. And I know it was a small group at the rehearsal dinner, but it was amazing to watch the toasts that were given to somebody that we all care so much about. So can we give one more round of applause just for this? What I thought about after hearing my Uncle Dave say that was like, how does somebody get to this point? How do they become the person that they become? And for Brad, he didn't do it alone. Nobody does these type of things alone. And that wasn't even a punchline. and Brad's had a lot of help. Also not a punchline. Brad's had a lot of influences in his life, a ton of influences, to become this amazing man that he is. And the amazing man we heard stories about last night. I mean, you're a clever conversationalist, you're an incredible dancer, you're an expert Excel spreadsheet wizard, okay? I mean, sorcery this man does. Like Harry Potter grabs the snitch, this man uses Excel like nobody I've ever seen, okay? And one of the things about that is I actually want to take a moment and just in front of the group, I want to recognize a few people that I think have had a massive influence on you. In fact, I know they've had a massive influence on you. People that have put their arm around you when times were tough, people that have encouraged you, people that have mentored you. And so I wrote a list out, and I just want to read it because I don't want to miss anybody. And I think without these people, Brad, you wouldn't be the person that you are today, the man that you've become. So here's a list. Number one, me. End of list. I'm kidding. There was one or two other people. So let me transition and get a little bit more serious, though. I think, growing up, I think we all could resonate with having somebody that we admire, somebody that we respect, somebody that we look up to, somebody that we want to be like. And for me, growing up, it was my brother. It was you. This morning, I was practicing this, literally in the hotel room alone, soft cuff real quick, and I was crying in the hotel room. So I knew if I was doing this now, tears would come. So it was love. And so, Brad, you've been that person, and I think about the people that we care most about, people that we look up to. One of the things we want from them, I think, and hope for, is that they're there for us. I'm thinking about my freshman year in high school. I was a freshman, Brad was a senior, and when I walked into the high school, whether it was band or basketball, no matter what, you had my back, you were there for me. When I think about, went to homecoming my freshman year, and I didn't have a date, and when I didn't have that date, Brad invited me to come with his friends. And we went to homecoming together. I still didn't have a date, he didn't set me up, but I went with his friends, and again, no matter what, you were there for me. I think about, I transferred colleges. I played basketball for 2 years at a college, and then I transferred to another school after my 2 years. It was a really hard time for me. I was transferring, I lacked confidence at the time. I was sad, I was discouraged, I was uncertain of my future. And in that moment, again, Brad, you were there for me. And a mentor had told me a while ago, he said, don't delay gratitude. And so I think about those moments, I can name 100 more, but I just want to say thank you for helping me become the person that I have been. Because you have a massive influence on me. And I kind of follow the wedding speech guideline, the 5 B's of wedding speeches. Be brief, brother, be brief. But I'm the last one going, so I'm going to take a little longer here. So, Brad, so with that, I just want to say this. I love you, man, and no matter what, I got you. Like, I got your back. If you need to call me at 3 a.m. in the morning, call me, I got you. If you need me to fly across the country and help you do something in Chicago, I got you. If you need money, mom and dad are right there.
Be single, ladies.
Anita, can you help me, please? So let me share a quick story about Brad. so my mom showed us the rehearsal dinner last night, and it was a tough year for our family this past year, and for a lot of people. 2020 was a hard year. There's a lot of things going on. And for us, both of our grandparents passed away in about a 4-week span. It was really difficult. About 3 months ago is when my grandfather passed away, and we called him Opa. And so Opa passed away. Brad got on a plane. I got on a plane. We flew home, and when we got there, there was a lot of sadness, of course, a lot of grief. It was really difficult for my mom, and her mom as well. And we got there, and we went to the funeral, and after the funeral, we went back to our house, and our family was together. And after that, we went to my grandmother, my Oma, went to her assisted living facility, and just took her home at the end of the night. And when we got back, we just walked her in, and she's 97 at the time, so she has her walker, and she walks really slow, and so we walk in there, and when we get to her bedroom, she walks in, and she walks into a room that now only has one bed, and it used to have 2. And she'd been crying periodically throughout the day. Of course, it was the day that her husband had a funeral. And so when we got into the room, this really beautiful moment emerged. My Oma walks in, and she gets close to her bed, and she has a seat on her walker, so she puts the seat down on her walker, and she takes a seat. And then I come over, and I sit down on the bed next to her. Brad was still talking to a nurse. My mom was fixing up some stuff, and all of a sudden, Oma starts crying. Kind of out of nowhere, just all of a sudden, until I realized she had seen the closet, my grandfather's closet, my Opa, and he had some clothes hanging up. So that just triggered for her some tears, and she was uncontrollable crying. So my mom and I were there to console. For about 60, 90 seconds, she cried until she stopped. About 5 minutes later, Brad was back in from talking to the nurse, and my Oma started crying again, just out of nowhere, I thought. So I realized she had looked over on the wall, and on the wall, she was an artist. She had painted this painting that was my Opa's favorite painting. And she saw it, she immediately started crying. So Brad comes in, and Brad gets down on one knee, gets right to her level. She has her head down, and she's crying. She looks up through the tears as Brad puts his hand on her shoulder, and Brad says, Oma, I'm here for you, I'm here for you. And they make eye contact, and I'm sitting just a foot away, watching this beautiful moment emerge. And he puts his hand on her shoulder, and he says, Oma, it's okay to be sad. And if you're sad, know that I'm here for you. And he said, you're gonna be angry. It's okay to be angry, but know that I'm here for you. If you need to call somebody, call me, because you know that I'm here for you. And I went home that night, and I wrote this out because I knew that I would share this right now. Because I knew that that's the type of guy you are. I mean, as a brother, no matter what, you've been there for me. And listening to stories from the last night from today, for friends of Brad's, no matter what, you've been there for them. You check up on people like nobody we've ever seen. and Rachel, you're beautiful, by the way. My number is 974. No, I'm just kidding. 443. And Rachel, I think.
That number again.
Can you handle this, Dad? Can you handle this now?
Give her an application.
All right, simmer down, people. Simmer down. Rachel, what I know about Brad and what I think I know for you is no matter what, whether you're sad or happy, confused or confident or uncertain or know what you're about to go to, Brad's going to be there for you. Because that's the type of guy that Brad is. What I've realized, and I'll close with this, what I've realized is when Brad said he's a preparer. I think our parents, our aunts and uncles, our grandparents have taught us that growing up. And so when Brad was preparing for basketball, like I practiced and practiced and he practiced. When he was doing music, he practiced and he practiced and he practiced. Business, he's practiced and he's practiced and he practiced. And what I've realized, Rachel, is that Brad's he's been practicing for something bigger. He's been practicing for something more meaningful. I think he's been practicing his whole life for this moment, which this moment is him getting ready to be your husband. So, if we could, I don't have a glass with me right now, but if we could raise a glass to Brad and Rachel, everybody. Love you guys. Play the music. See ya.
Reaching out for something
can see it